Hello Webflowers, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to add social share buttons so your blog post readers can easily share your content on platforms such as Facebook, X and LinkedIn. And let me show you how it works. As you can see, there is also automatically link to your blog posts. And on top of that, I will also walk you through adding a copy link button so your visitors can really easily grab the post URL with one click, just like this. So it's going to be super effective and super simple. Let's dive right in. So I will assume that your design part is already finished. That's not something we will do in this tutorial. And before we even start, I just want to mention that after you find out just how easy this is, you will slap your head and be like, okay, why haven't I done this sooner? So let's get started. For this social share function, we will just go ahead and get help from our friends from FinSuite and their attributes. So I will leave this link in the description so you can easily find it yourself. And we need to just copy this script first and put it into our head tag. Now you don't have to put this in a global code, you can just put it into your current page, especially if you just plan to use it on a single page. So let's just copy paste and save. And then all you have to do is select your social media. So for example, let's start with Twitter or X, and then let's collapse this. Let's copy paste this name attribute, go ahead and select our link block, and then copy paste this, and then for value, it should be X, as we can see here. Now the second one will be Facebook. So we can just repeat the process, copy paste, and then type Facebook. And lastly, we have LinkedIn, which we also can copy paste right here. LinkedIn. And that should be it. I know it took us just around a minute, but let's just test it out. So if we go ahead and publish it and go right here, you can see that it works perfectly across all the social media. Great. So now comes the fun part. As you can see, at the moment, FinSuite do not offer copying your URL. This is something, but it's not really what we want. But lucky for us, there is a really small script we can type to make this work. So to get started, let's just give this copy icon a custom attribute. So I will just give it something simple like data URL. And now let's go ahead into our body tag and let's start writing the actual script for this. So first we will set up a variable. So const share document query selector, and then here we will target our attribute, which is data URL. Great, and now we only need event listener. So let's target our share variable, add event listener. So now, of course, we will be looking for click, and then we add a simple arrow function here. And then all we have to do is do the following: navigator, clipboard, write text, window, location, href, like that. It's really as simple as that. So what this function really does is just, listens. So when someone clicks on the data URL, and then just copy paste the current, window URL, and that's it. So if we save and publish, we will notice that it will work. I just clicked it, and as you can see, it works. But yeah, you probably did notice that we do not have any confirmation of this happening, and that is why I will make sure to create a tooltip for this, so it really runs it and gives a notification when this is copied. So let's go ahead and first of all give this a position relative. So we can then add a text block inside. Actually, we'll use paragraph, that is better for SEO. And here we'll just type URL copied. Now let's give it a custom class. Let's give it a class of blog post share tooltip. Now I will make sure it's a little bit smaller. Maybe even something like this. And then what we can also do is give it a background color. We can give it some padding. A little bit more on the sides, like this. And now I will show you a neat trick how to center this properly within the container. First of all, let's give it an absolute position. Let's align it to left bottom. And now simply give it a left position of 50%. And then go ahead in transforms and move it by minus 50%. Now this is a trick that will just make sure this centers over your container. So let's just bring it down by maybe 60%. Great. Great, I think we are ready with the design. All we have to do is use the new GSAP feature to actually make this appear on, when we click on this. So we will not target this class for obvious reason, because if we click on this one, it will, appear. This URL copied will appear, which is not something we want. So we will target this attribute actually, because it's unique only to this icon here. So let's go ahead into new interactions and then go ahead and trigger on click. Now, first of all, let's give it a name. So we'll give it something like click and then blog copy tooltip. I always like to be a little bit more descriptive on the names of the interactions. Now, as you can see here on the left side, it currently targets all the classes, and that's exactly what we do not want. So let's go ahead and change the target to attribute and then simply target data URL. As you can see on the left side, now it only targets this one. Great, that's exactly what we want. So let's go ahead and add a custom action, and this will not be same as trigger. Now the target will be a class. Now we can use class here because it's unique. It doesn't appear anywhere else. So let's let's target it right here and then do class. Now it will automatically select what we selected right here. Great. So now let's simply work on our animation. We will use from and to states. We will do something like 0.1 seconds, so something really quick. And we will add auto alpha, which is basically visibility and opacity at the same time. So from 0 to 100. Great, let me just test. It works, but we need to make sure to hide it after a few seconds so it doesn't stay like this. And we can of course do this by adding another action. We can actually just copy paste this. We can duplicate. We'll call this tooltip 2. And now let's go ahead and do the opposite. So from 100% to 0%. And now we can make sure it starts at 2 seconds. So let me show you what it does right now. As you can see, after 2 seconds, it hides it. And that's exactly what we want. Let me just double check something right here. Each click, that's exactly what we want. So let's just quickly test this out. If you go ahead and preview, you can see it works every time and it works perfectly. So one last time, let's publish this. And now we have fully functional social share buttons as well as copying the URL of the current web page. Great. So that was it. I guess this was a little bit tutorial on the new GSAP as well, but I hope you found this useful. If you did, don't forget to leave that like button and subscribe to my channel, because I really post a lot of these Short and sweet Webflow tutorials.